All right, so let's now bring the spotlight on West Bengal, the all-important state where the Bharatiya Janata Party is hoping it is going to make significant gains in the current election. Round 5 of the prolonged 8-phase polling in West Bengal, halfway through. Now the battle is underway for the 5th round. 45 constituencies across 6 districts are voting in midst of the massive surge in the COVID-19 cases, not only in country but also in West Bengal. Prime Minister Modi took to Twitter and asked people to vote in record numbers. There are 6 districts going to polls that will seal the fate of over 300 candidates. North 24 Parganas, Purba Bardhaman, Nadia, Jalpaiguri, Darjeeling, Kalimpong are the 6 districts that will in fact be going to polls. Actor Aditi Munshi is the TMC face from Rajarhat, while former Minister Madan Mitra is contesting the polls from Kamarhati.
We are joined by former Bengal Minister Madan Mitra seeking divine intervention, of course, here at the Dakshineshwar Temple. Madanda, it's a prestige battle, it's a high-profile battle for you at Kamarhati this time.
I believe in divine power. I believe in the power of the people, so far the democracy is concerned. But now all orders are being issued only for BJP, that they can carry arms, they can take up outsiders, they can throw bombs. No problem. We want peaceful. We want peaceful voting, polling, and that has been started. And the main power in the democracy is the power of the people, by the people, of the people, for the people.
Now, less than an hour after voting for the 5th phase of polling, violent incidents have been reported from the state of West Bengal. The Bharatiya Janata Party has alleged that 2 of its booth workers were beaten up in Bengal. A BJP polling agent identified as Ajit Sarkar was allegedly beaten up by the TMC workers in Purba Bardhaman district. The injured worker has been admitted to Bardhaman Medical College for treatment. In another incident, TMC has alleged that a crude bomb has been hurled at a booth in Bashirat subdivision of North 24 Pargana. The party has alleged that the Indian Secular Front workers are behind this attack. All right, let me now go across to my colleague Surya, who is joining us from Minakhan. Premra is joining us from Rajarhat. Both have been on the ground since morning to try and understand the voting pattern, how the voters are coming in. Coming to you first, Prema, give us a sense, give our viewers a sense of what has been the kind of voting that you have seen since morning. This is now happening at a time when there are serious, very serious concern of social distancing, of COVID-19 spreading rapidly in the state of West Bengal.
Amid serious concerns of the COVID-19 pandemic, and especially at a time when there are a spike in cases in West Bengal also, with also 2 candidates, one a TMC candidate and one from the left front having died, there are concerns about what could take place, and hence the Election Commission has asked for people to maintain social distancing norms. Right now, Ankit, I have with me the BJP Rajarhat Gopalpur constituency candidate Shamik Bhattacharya. Shamik, if you can tell us what is the situation? There is COVID, there is of course the cases of...
People are very cautious, they're maintaining the social distance. At the same time, it's also right. Right now, they're overwhelmingly come out to apply their franchise in every polling station. Yes, they're maintaining social distance, and our administration, they're taking care of it. But at the same time, so far politics is concerned, from Kuch Bihar to Kagdeep, there is only one wave. This wave is going on, that double-engine government.
So you're talking about the BJP wave, as you put it. Then what about this seat when it comes to Rajarhat Gopalpur constituency, where you are contesting from?
It is under the Damdam parliamentary constituency, and I'm quite sure of it. We will win with 7-0.
So Shamik Bhattacharya here saying that the BJP is going to be winning many seats. It's not just about one seat. And he also did speak about the COVID-19 situation, saying that people should come out and vote, but maintain social distancing norms, and that elections are important. And Ankit, this is also a big concern about the people coming out and voting. But we have been seeing people since morning wearing masks, standing in line to cast their votes. Some were even wearing gloves, and many wanting to cast their votes amidst these concerns of COVID-19 and the rising cases. Back to you, Ankit.
Surya, quite an irony, isn't it, there? You are in 24 North Pargana district. And quite an irony when on the voting day, people are expected to adhere to all social distancing norms, wear masks, stand, apart, keep distance between them. And when it comes to rallies, be it the BJP or the TMC, all these norms are thrown to the wind. I mean, they are happy showing thousands and thousands of people crammed in very little spaces.
Well, absolutely, Ankit, as you rightly pointed out, that, it is being made mandatory to maintain social distancing, just like the one behind us at a polling booth. But when it comes to rallies, social distancing goes for a toss. Maybe that is not only the irony of the entire scenario, but also the sad part. But, one thing, what we have observed in the past 4 right now, we are here at this place called Hurled in North 24 Parganas, known to be a very violent place, but thankfully there hasn't been much violent incidences so far. But what we do see over here is that the voting queue is almost end. The voting queue is not that long. We have been covering from along from the length and breadth of the entire of West Bengal, but what we do and understand from this particular phase, at least when it comes to North 24 Parganas, and we have seen it, is that the queues are not that long. The reason behind it can be many. It can be that what Bengal saw in the fourth phase in Kuchi, where
yes,
which could have had an impact on the mentally on the voters. And secondly, with the rising cases, are voters thinking twice before coming and voting? And to sum it up, the 16% has been the average voting turnout in the first till 9 a.m. That speaks volume that there has been a reduction in the average counting of the people turning out. Back to you, Uncle.
We'll have to wait and see how the entire day, in fact, sums up. And if it is what Surya is telling us, if this is the pattern, then it would be very, very serious concerns as far as the political parties are concerned. Now, the calculations would be who gains from low voting, whether the incumbent or the Bharatiya Janata Party, which would want a lot of people to come out and vote in their favor. Thank you, Surya. Thank you, and also to Prema for joining us with all those details. Let me now take you to my colleague Nabila to just try and give you more sense, some data points which will give you a better sense of how important is this battle of fifth phase between the TMC and the Bharatiya Janata Party in the state of West Bengal.
Right. Ankit, I'm going to take our viewers through the election dashboard put together by India Today. It's consolidated some data from the previous assembly elections of 2016, particularly speaking of these 45 assembly constituencies that are currently going to polls today. We're looking at the seat matrix here, where we're looking at the TMC garnering out of the 45 assembly constituencies, the previous polls, 35 assembly constituencies is what the TMC won there, bagging at least 48% of the vote share at that point of time. BJP did not manage to crack into even one constituency, but they managed to garner about 10% of the vote share. At the same time, we're looking at the left managing about 10 constituencies in that 45, about 37% of the vote share that the left gained, with others independents at 5%. Now, this is what we see as of 2016 assembly constituencies. Now, 2016 results shows very clearly that TMC's stronghold, the constituencies that's going to polls today, are TMC stronghold constituencies. While we speak of swing states, speaking of TMC, they managed to bag at least 11 constituencies out of the 45, which earlier voted for other parties, including the left. Now, even in 2016, left managed to get 5 swing constituencies in their favor. So predominantly, we don't see BJP having any kind of significance, at least until last year, in these 45 assembly constituencies that's going to polls today. But nonetheless, over the last few months, the last few weeks itself, with the BJP top guns and their hectic poll campaigning, has surely made inroads. Of course, the May 2nd will give us the answers.
Thank you, Nabila, for joining us with all those details. As she said, May 2nd holds all the answers as far as West Bengal and its fate is concerned. After West Bengal, Hafta Gate, or the allegation on the TMC by the BJP, now there is another controversy that has hit the Trinamool Congress, allegations being leveled by the Bharatiya Janata Party after a tape was released by the BJP of an alleged conversation between Mamata Banerjee and TMC Cooch Behar candidate Partha Pritam Roy. The Bengal Chief Minister is allegedly asking for a rally with the bodies of the 4 victims who lost their lives in Cooch Behar firing incident last week. TMC chief is also heard calling for arrest of the CISF personnel. The tapes have triggered a fresh war of words between the BJP and the Trinamool Congress. The BJP social media in charge, Amit Malviya, has accused Mamata Banerjee of playing politics over dead bodies, while the TMC has first asked what is the source of this leak and have said they will answer this politically on the ground.
এবং আজকে আগে ভোটটা করে নাও মাথা ঠান্ডা করে একদম একদম তালাচি হচ্ছে যাতে তুমি ভোটটা না করতে পারো ঘুরে যাও একদম একদম আছি ফিল্ডে আমি পড়ে আছি এরা কারা করেছে সিআরপিএফ 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 লোকগুলো কারা লোকগুলো কারা পুরো আমাদেরই লোক আমাদেরই লোক কাজ করো পুরো এফআইআর করবে লয়ারকে দিয়ে নিজের ইচ্ছে মতো করবে না ওকে ওকে এফআইআর বাড়ির লোক যেটা করবে আমি বলে দেবো আফটার ইলেকশন ঠিক ঠিক এখনই পুরো স্টেটমেন্ট নিতে গেলে করবে না ভালো করে এফআইআর করতে হবে লয়ারের সাথে কনসাল্ট করে যাতে এগুলো ওদের কমান্ড থেকে শুরু করে এসপি থেকে শুরু করে সব কটা পাচ্ছে এসপি কেও পাঠাতে হবে আইসি কেও পাঠাতে হবে ঠিক ঠিক এখন মাথা ঠান্ডা করে ভোট করে এজেন্টদের চেঞ্জ দাও সব বুথে নিশ্চিন্তে কাজ সব বুথে এজেন্ট আছে নেই দুটো আমি যাচ্ছি সব জায়গায় যাচ্ছি মানুষ চারিদিক দিয়ে বলি চিন্তা করার কোনো কারণে ভোটটা না দিতে পারেন যাতে তার জন্য এরা এরকম করবে এনপিআর করবে ওরা ডিটেনশন ক্যাম্প করবে তাই একদম একদম কোনো চিন্তা নেই ঠিক আছে আমি দেখে নিচ্ছি
Now, let's also get you this entire political war of words which has erupted between the TMC and the BJP. It was Derek O'Brien from the TMC taking on Amit Malviya from the BJP.
The problem is the people who are releasing this, they themselves don't understand the language. So we have played the tape. We have played the tape here. The big question is, who is recording all these tapes? Who is giving such inputs to the Home Minister of the country and everybody else? But we will fight all this politically.
Here you have Mamata Banerjee. She wants to take out a procession, and mind that word, she wants to take out a procession of dead bodies so that she can use them for political gains. She can communalize the election. She can create unrest. This is the criminal mindset of the Chief Minister, who was at the helm of affairs of the state for 10 years. Can you imagine what it could have done to the state, to the social fabric of the state, had she actually succeeded in taking out this procession?
All right, Indrajit joins us with more on this. Indrajit, it's a no-holds-barred battle. Every trick in the book, no matter how dirty it is being used. All right, I think there is some problem as far as Indrajit's audio is concerned. We'll try and rectify that. A quick break at this moment.